You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. It's gonna be great. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Khristin and this is Kicking It with Chris, and today we are with a video in honor of PTCAS opening. I figured I would kind of just go through the breakdown of applying to PT school. So I just wanted to do that, but before we hop into the content of this video, first things first, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that little red subscribe button down below. We would really love it, or I would really love it, if you would take the time to just join the family and help to get this community growing. So, you know, and if you really want to be on top of it, you can hit the bell button next to it so that you can always be notified when I upload a new video. So, it is application season, y'all. Take that as you will. It's an exciting time. It can be exciting, but it's also definitely stressful. So I just kind of wanted to go through the breakdown for anybody that is thinking about applying to PT school, just to, you know, give you some background on what it is that you will need. Of course, you can look through things deeper and further on your own. This is kind of, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to kind of show you what PTCAS looks like. Yeah, so with PTCAS, or I should say with applying to PT school, obviously with any school, especially any professional school, you want to make sure that you are meeting, you know, some of the prereqs. Like, they do have things that they require, you know, as they go through their admissions process. I do want to say and put out a disclaimer, don't let that hold you back if you don't perfectly meet the mold of what it is that they're asking. I did not, so. And there are many people who are PTs now or who are in PT school that don't fit or didn't fit the necessarily mold of what, you know, is out there. So don't let that limit you. Don't let that stop you. There's definitely many ways to get into PT school. So there's no one perfect way. But, you know, some of the things that they do have out there, like as far as stats are concerned, they want you to have a minimum of like a 3.0. For me, I had a little bit above this. I had a 3.2 GPA. Now, yes, they say they want a minimum of 3.0, but really they want something higher. But if you don't have that, it's fine. There are definitely people who have gotten into PT school with a 2 point something GPA. I mean, you don't want it super, super low, but, you know, like if you have like a 2.9 or something like that, I think that you might be able to make it through. On top of, a lot of schools require the GRE. Not every school requires a GRE, but a lot of them do. And the minimum score that they want is a 300. Now, I will say I did not get a 300 on the GRE. I got like a little bit below that. I overall scored like on 296 on it, and I still ended up getting into PT school. So if you don't have a 300, it's not the end of the world. It's not. If you have above that, great. You're doing amazing, sweetie. You're doing absolutely amazing. But if you don't, it's fine as well. So those are the things. And nowadays, a lot of schools, or I shouldn't say a lot of schools, but some schools might ask you to take the CASPER. So if that is something that your school wants, you need to really make sure that you're doing your research and making sure you know what are some of the requirements you need for a school. So if your school requires CASPER, you want to make sure you take that. I never had to take the CASPER test, so I'm not really going to talk about that, but that is something that some schools are requiring now. So be on the lookout if your school requires that you have that. Some things you're going to want to send in are transcripts. You're going to be uploading. So you'll have your transcript. You can just have an official transcript and just kind of enter in all of the courses that you have taken the whole time that you were at each university that you may have been at. If you were at multiple, if you were just at one, then you're going to enter all the courses you took for however long you were there, and so on and so forth. So you'll have those, and then obviously you have to send out your official transcript, and then letters of recommendation. So for letters of recommendation, you are able to upload 4 letters into PTCAS, but most schools only require about 2 or 3, and you have to like look to see who they require them from. So most of the time they do want a licensed physical therapist as one. If they require 3, then they might have you put in 2 licensed PTs and then an extra one. So yeah, just be on, just, you know, again, look to see what your school wants, but letters of recommendation are a requirement, and you may have to do 2 or 3, and you're able to upload 4. Okay, so then observation hours, another kind of number, but it's really a place where they get to see what you've done to familiarize yourself with the field. I would recommend having at least 100 hours. Now, some schools will, they tell you how many they want, but I would say go with at least 100. I know a lot of schools want at least 100, so go with that. And then also try to do different settings. So do inpatient, do outpatient. I did not do that. I would say that is something, if I could go back and go through my application again, that's something that I would probably do different. I would add more settings. I mainly did outpatient settings. I saw a lot of different things, but it was only in an outpatient setting. So schools are really looking at how like different settings, like just really that you're really dedicated to knowing all that you can do in the field. So yeah, definitely do inpatient, outpatient. You can, you know, shadow somebody in home health, whatever the case may be. Try to get yourself familiar with the field and, you know, things like that. Schools really, really like that, so make sure you do that. Oh, going back to observation hours. So in observation hours, look at your school, but some will allow you to, you know, get paid. So like you can tech, a lot of people tech, and then you can get obviously a lot of hours, but again, you still want to try to go into different settings. But you can tech, make some money, and get your hours up, or you could just kind of volunteer, shadow on your own, and just reach out to them. So I just wanted to add that in. Okay, so next for extracurriculars and awards. So hopefully throughout your time in undergrad, you were a part of some sort of organizations, and you took on some leadership positions, because that's something nice to have. If you volunteered, you want to put those things in there. They just want to see that you're, you know, a well-rounded person. A lot of times being in leadership positions means that you can, doesn't necessarily mean that you can work with people, but because, you know, they're obviously not interviewing anybody that you led, but it can show that you at least can kind of work with people. So kind of just showing that. And, you know, you definitely want those leadership positions, because being a DPT, like, you're going to be calling the shots. You need to know how to lead. You need to know how to do that type of thing. And then, you know, awards to just show your accomplishments, things like that. Just show what you've done, show a little bit more of you. And it doesn't all have to be physical therapy related. It can be fun stuff. Not saying the physical therapy isn't fun, but like stuff outside of physical therapy, so that they can get a good picture of like who you are, what it is that you do, what it is that, you know, is important to you outside of PT. They want to get to know the person. And then the other big part of the application is the main essay. And then some of your schools may require their own smaller essays as well. But there's the main essay, and when it comes to PT school, they will have a question, and technically that question is up for 2 application cycles, and then they do a new question. So when you are answering the essay, when you are writing your essay, you really want to make sure that for 1, you're answering the question that is being asked. And then for 2, you want to show your why, like why you want to be a physical therapist. And my question last year literally was that question of like, why do you want to be a physical therapist outside of just wanting to help people? So you can't put down, I want to help people. You can put down, I want to help people in that essay, because they're just like, okay, that's what everybody says. Everybody says they want to help people, and that's very generic and can be for literally any profession. In every profession, you're basically helping people. So really kind of make sure you answer whatever the question is and get to your why, like why PT, you know, outside of any other profession you could be, any other health field you could be, why specifically PT? And then kind of the same with the school essays, really making sure you're answering the question and getting across to them your passion for PT and specifically PT. So those are the main things for this application process. I am wishing you all the absolute best. You know, really take your time with this. Take your time with the essays. You definitely, you know, want to make sure you're on top of it. Get it in, you know, as soon as you can, but like make sure you're, you know, putting in quality work. It's a competitive process, and it's hard. And if you don't get in this year, you know, I'm speaking life over all applications, but if you don't get in this year, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. Like, just keep pushing through. I did not get in my first time. I barely got in my second time. So it's fine. Just continue to push through. Like, if this is what you feel is meant for you, it will happen. It is going to be a journey. It's not going to be easy, but it will be so worth it in the end. So good luck to everybody that is applying this cycle. Good luck to people that are getting their stuff together to apply for future cycles. And you got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. It's gonna be great. So that is all I have for now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Again, if you are not subscribed to my channel, just go ahead and hit that red button down below. And until next time, guys, I love you.